Captain Britain never expected the chair to feel this heavy. The boardroom on the top floor of Avengers Tower is already humming when he enters. Excalibur's hilt winking from his back, Thor offers a respectful nod. Carol Danvers, arms crossed, studies him carefully. Roger stepped down just last month, and Tony's support was immediate and surprising. Still, Britain can sense something stirring beneath the surface, an unspoken uncertainty about this new order. From the start, it's clear the Avengers are in transition. The world is watching. New York's governor, quick to question the appointment, cites the need for an American at the helm. The press speculates, is Brian Braddock another interim leader? Or is this a shift in the very soul of the team? The first test comes soon. A pocket of extra-dimensional rifts open above London, spilling creatures not seen on Earth since the days of Arthur. Hydra agents exploit the chaos, sending drones into the city. As the rifts threaten to tear open the fabric of reality itself, Captain Britain, barely 10 days into his chairmanship, doesn't hesitate. He calls the Avengers to British soil. It's an unprecedented move. They fly across the Atlantic, arriving under grey skies, and the British press are delighted. Steve Rogers would caution against American interference. Brian, though, frames this as defense of the realm and of the world. There's little fanfare as he strides into the House of Commons to coordinate with MI3. The British government is tense but grateful. On the streets, he is everywhere phasing between crowds, sword blazing, armor dented by claws from another dimension. Wanda Maximoff weaves reality back together as Vision floats above the Thames, orchestrating containment shields. The creatures are herded back, the rifts sealed with Wanda's hex magic and Braddock's link to Otherworld. When dust clears, London celebrates the Avengers, led by one of their own. But the victory feels complicated back in New York. Tony Stark calls a meeting. "Good job," he begins, before raising a hand. "But are we the Avengers, or are we MI13? Carol speaks up. "Fielding a transatlantic force isn't easy, Brian. What happens when Wakanda needs us?" Braddock meets their stares. His answer is simple. "We don't protect borders. We protect the world. That includes Britain." Simple, yes, but hardly easy. He changes the culture subtly, sometimes awkwardly. There are more tea breaks, more tactical briefings with the agents who call the old continent home. Dane Whitman, the Black Knight, returns to the fold. Spitfire joins as liaison to MI13, and Blade's already standing watch for supernatural threats. The Avengers begin to look less like an American machine and more like something global, almost mythic. But with change comes resistance. When a diplomatic crisis unfurls in Latveria, Britain insists on negotiation first. "We cannot punch our way out of every crisis," he tells the assembled heroes. Romanoff, ever practicum, scoffs but agrees. Stark, perhaps, borrowing from Steve, pushes for action. The compromise comes a joint task force, with Braddock leading discreet talks with Doom, even as the heavy hitters stand ready. It works barely. The crisis is averted, but only after Excalibur disrupts one of Doom's sorcerous barriers. Britain's approach is deliberate, careful, sometimes too slow for the taste of his American teammates, but it earns respect abroad. The United Nations votes to expand the Avengers mandate, allowing for cross-national missions under MI13's oversight. There are setbacks. When a Skrull cell detonates a device in Manchester, media across both sides of the Atlantic blame Brian for failing to anticipate the threat. He's battered by the press, hounded by critics in Parliament and Congress alike. The old argument returns. How can a British superhero lead Earth as mightiest heroes? Braddock, though, stands firm. "This is not my Avengers. This is our Avengers," he says at an annual press conference. Flanked by Thor and Danvers, "For too long, we've allowed politics to define heroism. We are united by mission, not nationality." His tenure is marked by changes large and small. The Avengers symbol appears in London, Paris, Johannesburg, Mumbai, sometimes scrawled on buildings, sometimes beaming from satellite feeds. He champions magical training and diplomacy alongside shield and armor. For every alien invasion thwarted, he brokest alliances. Under his watch, the team risks growing divided but, instead, finds new common cause. Years later, Rogers returns, invited by Braddock to a small ceremony near Stonehenge where, with the world watching, the original bands of Captain America and Captain Britain clasp hands. The world's stage is broader now, more complex, and more united. And, quietly, everyone realizes something new has begun.